January 22nd, Moneyline Grind. I'm your boy Dame. This is the place where we are succeeding and making sports betting profitable. I have three picks for you tonight, including day two of the ladder. But first, we recap a decent bounce back night, including we hit a lotto. It's plus 830. Anything over plus 500 where you can 5x your money is a lotto to me. I don't care what you define it is. You can 5x your money. That is a big come up. So we hit plus 830 last night on a single leg. We will get into that. But first, let's go over. We took Jimmy Butler over 9.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 105. Great value, pretty sweat free. He gets this job done in the third quarter. Finished with 12 rebounds plus assists. Cash for us. That was our first set of money. Then we had, actually I won't get to the ladder. We had our loser, the Philadelphia Sixers, under 26.5 first quarter points. This is plus 100. About 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Nuggets have the ball. Philly has 25 points. I forgot who, but they dribble it off their leg. Transition, open layup. Philly ends the quarter with exactly 27. A crusher for our perfection. We almost had the sweep when we really needed one. Can't get too mad though, we were right there. And lastly, our ladder challenge. Day one was a success. We had Scotty Barnes, 25 or more points plus rebounds. He had 28. And then I threw some insurance on that Raptors game, which I was very confident they would win. But I said, let me get some points. I took Raptors alternate spread plus 5.5. They won by 16. Easy money. That's a 21 point difference of cushion there just to ensure we move on to day two. And that's what I have. Like I said, we did hit the lottery. The lottery I shared, which is one leg, which was that game of the Sixers losing by more than 29.5 points. I took the Nuggets minus 29.5 and we hit. What kind of nonsense is that? Come on, I know what I'm doing here. I think you know what I'm doing here. That's why you're here. It was just nuts. They won. I almost took it at minus 32, but I just said I want to win. And I think they won by like 33. Anyway, our three picks for tonight. Now, mind you, I had a lot more. I had a lot more parlays, but they just canceled or postponed the game between the Bucks visiting the Pelicans in New Orleans. Apparently, there's a lot of snow in New Orleans, and I'm from New York, so maybe they don't know how to deal with the snow. Maybe 1 inch of snow just shuts down the entire city. But we move on. We move on here. Jalen Johnson of the Hawks over 18.5 points, plus 100 at home versus the Pistons. Jalen getting back into rhythm. Scored 11 and 14 in his last two games, combined 9 for 25 from the field and 0 for 2 from 3. I think he's missed some easy ones in this both games, some easy layups, some easy mid-range open shots. So very on the conservative side, could have had 15 points in each game. Only shoot 37% in those two, but we need to see similar volume as what we saw in late December, games where he shot 16 and 20 attempts. Quite frankly, 12.5 attempts a game ain't going to cut it. We need him to boost that number to at least 16 attempts tonight. I think he does it. Just watching him play against the Knicks, he was aggressive. He was getting into his rhythm. I think this is a good spot for Jalen Johnson. Second pick. Now, this line has moved up to minus 3. I would take it at minus 2.5. Cavs, minus 2 at Houston. That's minus 108 on the odds. Cavs in my mind are elite, while the Rockets are B plus at best. Rockets, no slouch, but there's a difference in tier, in my opinion, between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Houston Rockets. And I'll tell you what, beginning of the season, I would have never even thought I would be saying these things. Rockets, couple recent losses leads me to believe they still need some polishing to do. Maybe a roster shakeup because they don't have the perimeter shooting that I think they will need to take on the Cavs, who recently have shown some zone defense. I was watching them the other day, and out of nowhere, they ran zone for like almost the whole first half. This is going to have the Rockets struggling. They don't have perimeter shooting. They are the fourth worst three-point shooting team at 33.8% and the seventh worst from the field at 44.8%. Minus 2 is being nice here. This is more like minus 4.5 in my opinion. Eat that up. Eat that minus 2. If you get minus 2.5 under 120, I say go for it as well. Now let's get into day 2 of the ladder. I don't know. Is that a ladder? Are these two ladders? Vogan. This is where we try to flip our money for 10 days. We start off at 10, now we're at 20. We're going to take the 20, try to make it to 40. And if you do it for 10 days, you make 1,000, I think a little bit over $1,000. So we have completed 10% of the journey. We're going to try to get to 20% of the journey. Here is what I got. 2-leg plus 100 odds, so even bet. I'm taking Julius Randle, who's been stinking it up. He went 0 for 7 in his last game from 3. But he's playing in his hometown of Dallas tonight, where he's been historically good. I'm going to just bet on him to just put his head down and get a 7 or 8 2-point field goals. Of course, he's going to get fouled, but let's just get 7 field goals, and you just make 1 free throw for me, Julius, and I will be happy. And then I'm taking the Kings, alternate spread, -3.5 at home versus the Warriors. Kings have been beating up teams, beating up the spread, and in those games I've been watching, they've been dominating. There's large portions of these games where they're just like, what the hell is going on? It's just, the crowd is going crazy. You just see Kings players running up and down the court, dunking. Sabonis is throwing full court passes. This is going to be tough for the Warriors, who don't have Draymond in his toughness, which means also they don't have that key facilitator, which means they're going to take one of our more skilled players and make them facilitate, unless they have Gary Payton able to distribute the ball, which is a possibility. But I think you see Curry have to distribute the ball more. And who is he distributing the ball to? Exactly. I think the energy in Sacramento, their chemistry, everything is just going to be too overwhelming for the for the Warriors. I think the Warriors bow out tonight. Might be a blowout. I wouldn't say take 29.5 points in this one, though. Those are our 3 best plays, including the ladder. But let's get freaky. Let's get some parlays going. I had a bunch more. I swear to God, I had the Pelicans winning today, and I had DeJounte Murray triple-double. The odds on that was nuts. But here's what I got. I got 2 parlays. 3-leg plus 22.34. Jalen Johnson 25. Cade Cunningham 30. Jalen Duran double-double. 5 wins you 117. 10 for 334. 4-leg. This is plus 11,572. This means, $3.50 wins 400. $870 gets you over that $1,000 bet, that $1,000 win. So let's go. Ryan Dunn, at least 10 points. Nick Richards, double-double. Walker Kessler, double-double. And Sabonis, triple-double. Like I said, I had 4 other parlays. These are the ones I'm left over after a bunch of those got washed out and were missing legs, and they're like just terrible out there. They like 2-leg minus like 110 or some shit like that. Like, what am I doing with those type of parlays? Not sharing them with you, but check out the Twitter. I might just throw them up there just to see if we could get some extra cash in the meantime. Good luck tonight. Let's get this money.